Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from SethMarkwood.com.
Together, the three of us, that's you and him and me, we're Markwood Ben's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again to Tobacco Advent 2019 Day 6.
Whoop, whoop.
Morning, boy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
You know, my tobacco from yesterday is still warm.
Yes.
My coffee is too.
Yeah, wow, weird. How that goes. Man, we're so good with this whole fourth wall thing.
Yeah, we are.
All right, so today's tobacco is from Richard. Richard says, with the coming of another great baking season and the fine smells from the kitchen, I decided to do some cooking of my own. I call it Berry Strudel, a mix of equal parts of Boswell's Berry Cobbler, Stokkebye's Sweet Vanilla, New Minster's Blackberry Brandy.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see what we have going on here.
All right. And while... give me a good whiff.
It smells great.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. So, as we get ready to smoke that, here's our question of the day.
Okay.
And really, I'm curious to hear your answer to this because this is kind of sort of cheating in a way.
Is it?
Well, all right. Here's the question.
It is.
If you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach? Now, why is that cheating?
Here's what I will say. We'll amend this for us. Okay. Let's. No, because that's still cheating for you.
What?
I was gonna say let's make it something non-job related, non-professional sense.
Okay.
So here's why. But it's still cheating for you. Here's why it's cheating is because he's a trainer, and so it's what he does. For me, kind of cheating. I mean, I was a teacher. I do training all the time. So do product training, do sales, communication training. If I was put on the spotlight on right now, and had to give, let's say, an hour-long training session, without hesitation for any audience, my go-to would be on communication. And it would probably include...
what are you trying to say?
It would include bits from story brand training. It would include a little bit from Principles of Persuasion, maybe a little bit from Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference, and just a smidge from Vanessa Van Edwards' Captivate. Probably those things. And it could probably be a 3-hour training with that stuff and what I know about those things. But I know those things very well. And I train them pretty frequently. And I could also talk about the products that I do training on all the time. That's easy.
So
I imagine similarly.
We want to.
I think to be fair, it should be that. But again, you wouldn't be handicapped because your thing would be shopsmiths. So yeah. So if you were handicapped from work, you would just jump right into that.
I know.
So it's harder for me to think of something non-work related that I would do a training.
Okay.
What was the question? Read the question again.
All right. You know what? I will take most of my stuff off the table. If you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach? So let's say that we can't teach anything about our product. This has to be something generic. Let's say this is a CEU that has to be non-commercial. So whatever you're teaching is something that cannot be your product. So that takes all the corncob pipes off the table. That takes everything that I teach at work, which is cabinet and furniture hardware, off the table. Let's even take shopsmith off the table, right?
Mm-hmm. But I mean.
So here's something I'm passionate about. I don't do it particularly well, mostly because of time. But I am really interested in optimizing social media and social media platforms for business. And so I could do a class if it was an audience of business people who are not yet active on social media, right? They have a Facebook page or they have a website that their college-age kid did for them 10 years ago, and stuff like that. I can get those people up to speed on probably, let's say, 10 simple things that you should do today in business that would increase your visibility on search engines. That's something that I would be very passionate about. That has nothing to do with my businesses. It should have a lot to do with my business and work, but it doesn't, because I don't practice what I preach in that area for several reasons. And you? How are you going to handicap yourself?
Well, I think even at this point, even barring some of those very specific, like training materials or courses and classes that I'm very familiar with, like I could parrot out some of the trainings I have taken. And again, I take the same with product level stuff. Even with those things, I think I probably would default very similar to you to talking about just more broadly marketing and business communication. I think that even without talking specifics about a particular framework or process, I would very easily, I mean, it's something that it probably would be less teaching, less lecture and more interaction. And it's something that I find myself doing naturally. So, I've got a couple of friends who are either part of or own a business, and I love having conversations with them about asking questions. Who is your target customer? How are you doing these things to reach those people? What areas have you not been pursuing? And a lot of the questions that we're constantly struggling with in our business, trying to just increase sales, increases opportunities, and it's always easier to see in someone else's space because you're just not so close to it.
Right.
And so it probably would be that, because that's something I would feel very comfortable doing right now. Barring that, it probably, if I handicapped even that side, then it would probably be something relationship, something faith-based relationship. My wife and I have done a number of training classes just on healthy relationships, typically for youth. Probably would be that.
Unmarried?
Most comfortable with. Probably because I feel like they get unmarried people get a lot of really bad advice and bad information that when they follow, are surprised to find out that they're miserable, and that things do not.
They follow the advice and then they're
That's right.
surprised they're
That's
miserable
right.
as a
And
result. That makes sense.
they are surprised when things don't work out the way that they expect. I mean, one of the foundational things. This was conversations we had with students at high school all the time. Is anytime that you believe that the other person is the answer to your problems, it's going to end up in catastrophe, because they're not. And so if you need them to complete you, they won't be able to, not in the long haul, and then you'll feel betrayed and you'll feel empty again. And so we would always tell people, always tell these high school kids, before even thinking about any sort of relationship, you need to be a whole person entering into that relationship, and they need to be a whole person. If you're thinking about it as it's 50-50, or they're the missing piece or whatever, it's not going to work out. And so that's an easy conversation.
Okay, so this has become an episode of Mark Levin's Breakfast Club because we're passionate about this stuff. How about you? What are you passionate about that's not your profession? What is something that, if called upon at the last minute, you could do a presentation on? I'd love to know that. I'd love to see the YTPC have a project like that.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
So,
you know what I would choose, actually? because after yesterday, I'm an expert on 3D printing and CAD. That would be my presentation.
All right, very good.
As a tried and true expert.
Now that you're an expert for a whole 24 hours, congratulations, boy.
And look, expert.
Are you taking encouragement from Fred Rogers again?
He loves me for me. Okay.
Well, it's you he likes.
That's right. That's right. And what are you learning from your invisible pal? How to like check sea level depth and things. You marking that
Marking
twain?
my twain. Hey, watch this. To think about social media and what a horrible job I do at it. We have got an incredibly powerful tool in our pocket. How people are not more active in business, posting great pictures on Instagram and Facebook and things like that is
Because it
beyond
takes
me.
so much effort.
So hold on a second. Let me come over here.
It is.
I want to get the tree in here. Oh, dang! Flash is on. One more time. So, I'll post that on Instagram. Go look for it. It's very exciting. I know.
Each one of those things that is falsely difficult. It appears very simple. Just post to Instagram. To think about that all the time, to be engaging with comments and doing stuff well, takes so much more effort than it appears on the surface.
That's so true.
Especially if you want to do it well.
All right. What are you trying to motivate someone to do? What is your call to action?
Yep, that would be part of my presentation.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, that's it. Again, leave your comment, shoot a video, leave the link to that below. What do you got there?
Which
Oh,
thing
this
is
is what we're
tobacco?
smoking. I like it. I'm still smoking it.
yeah, me too. I feel like I didn't get to smoke enough of it actually.
Well, we're going to continue to smoke that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Again, are honored and happy to share that. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Join us again tomorrow for Tobacco Advent Day 7. Make it a great day.
Thanks. Bye.